Hello, my name is Helen Campbell. I'm going to talk to you about earthquakes and animals and how animal behavior might be able to predict earthquakes. And I will mention a Mr. Wikelski, and I'm going to start now. Now, it is very difficult indeed to predict earthquakes. Earthquakes, as we know, can be devastating, causing loss of life and causing terrible damage. So it would be very useful indeed if we could predict both earthquakes and volcanic eruptions more reliably. Lots of people have been doing research on the matter as well, trying to forecast earthquakes and using really firm, useful, reliable data. One of those is a German scientist, Mr. Wikelski. And he is interested in the study of animals used to predict such earthquakes. He's done quite a lot of work on the subject, in particular in Italy. Now, Italy, as we know, suffers a lot from earthquakes, has a lot of seismic activity. Indeed, in 2016, it suffered quite a number of serious earthquakes. Now, our German scientist decided to go there and to study animal behavior. What he did was to tag several animals on a farm in the Marches region in central Italy. The idea was to monitor the behavior of the animals and to try and extract useful data. To see, for example, if their behavior changed consistently before an earthquake. And that could then be used as an early warning system and potentially save many lives. He tagged the animals 2 years ago in October, and the findings were then analysed the following year in April. He's rather excited about what he has found because he says the data is very promising. Now, a series of earthquakes, as I mentioned earlier, hit Italy in 2016. They began in August, followed by more in October, and then January of the next year. Plus, there were thousands of aftershocks. Now, these earthquakes caused more than 100 deaths and left thousands of people homeless. And the cost was something like 23 billion euros. But all of this gave the German scientist and others the opportunity to test this ancient theory. It is an ancient theory that animals do predict activity, seismic activity, and volcanic eruptions. Now, Mr. Wikelski is optimistic but cautiously so. He wants conclusive data. Some people will, of course, laugh at the whole thing and say this is just a lot of old wives' tales, nothing behind it. But Mr. Wikelski is convinced. Now, the problem for him is that he needs funding to do the work, and it's quite hard to get the funding. He needs accurate statistical analyses to acquire it. The data that he finally puts together will be published later on, and so he is reluctant to reveal very much at the moment. But he does say that that data shows that animals move in a consistent way hours before the quake. Research was done earlier too, from 2012 to 2014 in Sicily, Mount Etna. And there it was noted that 4 to 6 hours before volcanic eruptions, animals started to move in particular ways. They moved to safe areas where no lava flows had previously been noted, so they knew where to go to safe havens. On the basis of this research, Mr. Wikelski decided to apply for a patent, which is, by the way, still pending. So what does he do? He tags animals, as I said before, but different animals: rabbits, sheep, goats, cows, chickens, and dogs. He tags them by using small, sophisticated sensors to measure the animal's movements, their magnetic direction, speed, altitude, temperature, acceleration, and location. These sensors are powered by small solar panels. So they act like a kind of black box for information. After he'd been tagging some of the animals on the farm, he then went back to get the sensors back, and it just so happened that between those times there was a serious earthquake. In fact, 6.5 on the Richter scale. So he then had achieved data for a significant seismic event. Having retrieved his sensors, he then analysed them. The work is still going on. There are still many skeptics as well, but it looks promising. And if he can collect data and can prove that animals do predict earthquakes, this could be a way to save many lives. I personally wish him the best of luck with his research. Thank you.